felt like I was saying and doing things, and she would literally randomly comment saying, "Oh, I think you're being a bit of a narcissist here." That was very hard to hear as someone with ADHD. I know I'm not a horrible narcissistic person or anything like that. So it starts to grate into the back of your mind, and especially when she'd be so dismissive as to when I did anything like that, she'd be like, "Okay, bye, see ya." So when you have ADHD, then what happens is this sort of fear of rejection becomes a bit embedded in your mind. It now becomes sort of your personality. You start walking on eggshells, you start being fearful about doing the wrong thing because it's been pointed out what you can't do. Then you start overthinking everything. And then it becomes like your personality. You start to become a bit on edge, worried about what you're going to say, and you start to lose a bit of what makes you you. And then this starts to be the focus of the conversation. Rather than thinking about all the fun things and the jokes and the kind of laughs you can have, you then start to think about all of the things you can't say and can't do because you've got this extreme fear of rejection, and it starts to play in your mind massively. So this takes everything in the sort of wrong direction. And with ADHD, you're very prone to sort of being sensitive and people being critical of you. You start to analyse what they're trying to explain, you start to try and understand it and research it massively, and it just becomes all of your sort of personality. And I think this is where texting and digital communication is such a bad thing now, but it doesn't work well for people with ADHD. You don't have that physical sort of contact where you can read their face, you can read their hand gestures, their body language and things like that, and it can become quite a negative cycle, and I think that is what has happened here. And look, I think it was all unlucky. What I've learned with living with ADHD is you want to meet people face to face, don't use any digital dating apps, and you want to keep communication as physical and face to face as much as possible.